Welcome back to our channel. In the fast-paced and chaotic world we live in, finding serenity and inner peace can seem like a challenging task. However, in this video, we are going to explore a philosophical approach that has stood the test of time and offers practical wisdom for facing daily challenges, Stoicism. Today, we'll dive into the 14 decisions Stoics make every day. These conscious choices are not only rooted in ancient Stoic philosophy, but also offer a path to a fuller, more meaningful life in the modern world. So, if you're ready to cultivate resilience, mental clarity, and authenticity in your daily life, follow us and discover how you can incorporate these Stoic decisions into your life. The first decision that Stoics make every day is acceptance of the present. This fundamental principle of Stoicism is based on the notion of recognizing and embracing the current moment, regardless of the circumstances we face. The Stoics urge us to understand that many of the situations we face are beyond our control, but the only thing we can control is our response to them. Acceptance of the present involves letting go of resistance and the desire to change what has already happened. Instead of wasting energy lamenting what we cannot alter, Stoics encourage us to channel that energy into managing our reactions and attitudes to current events. This does not imply passive resignation, but rather a proactive attitude of adaptation and acceptance of the realities we face. This decision has a profound impact on our quality of life. By accepting the present, we reduce unnecessary stress and allow our minds to focus on practical solutions and improvements instead of getting lost in anxiety about what could have been. By adopting this mindset, we cultivate a resilience that helps us face challenges with a calmer and more constructive perspective, thus providing a solid foundation for making conscious and effective decisions in everyday life. The second crucial decision that Stoics incorporate daily is the focus on virtue. For followers of this philosophy, virtue is not simply a quality, but the path to a meaningful and ethical life. Wisdom, courage, justice and moderation are the fundamental pillars that guide every choice and action. In daily practice, this involves making constant evaluations of our actions and decisions in relation to these virtues. Wisdom urges us to seek the truth and make informed decisions. Courage leads us to face our fears and act even when it is difficult. Justice motivates us to treat others fairly, and moderation helps us find balance in all areas of our lives. By consciously adopting these virtues, Stoics believe you build strong character and a solid ethical foundation. This decision not only influences relationships with others, but also has a direct impact on the relationship with oneself. Rather than pursuing success at any cost, Stoics remind us that true triumph comes from living a life aligned with virtue, thus cultivating deep personal satisfaction and meaning. Thus, by making a focus on virtue an integral part of our daily decisions, we work toward a fuller and more authentic existence. The third fundamental decision in Stoic philosophy is detachment from results. This choice involves freeing ourselves from the intense attachment to the specific results of our actions and, instead, focusing on the process and the effort invested. The Stoics teach us that the only part truly under our control is our own behavior, while results are subject to a multitude of external variables. By applying outcome detachment in our daily lives, we cultivate a mindset of acceptance and adaptability. Instead of measuring our success exclusively by the end results, we learn to value dedicated effort and continuous improvement. This does not mean giving up on ambitious goals, but rather recognizing that, despite our best efforts, the end result may not always be as we anticipate. This approach has immediate practical benefits. Reduces anxiety related to fear of failure and pressure to consistently succeed. By decoupling our self-worth from external results, we experience a mental freedom that allows us to make clearer decisions and commit to our goals more meaningfully. By consciously adopting detachment from results, we create space for personal growth and free ourselves from the unnecessary burden of unrealistic expectations, allowing us to more calmly embrace the ups and downs of life. The fourth decision that the Stoics integrate into their daily lives is the practice of gratitude. This concept goes beyond simply recognizing the positive things in life, it involves an active commitment to consciously appreciating what we have. Stoics advocate regularly reflecting on blessings, even in the midst of adversity, as a way to cultivate a positive and resilient mindset. By incorporating the practice of gratitude, we train ourselves to focus on the experiences and relationships that enrich our lives. This does not mean ignoring challenges or difficulties, but recognizing that, even in difficult times, there are positive aspects that deserve to be valued. Gratitude becomes a powerful tool to shift perspective and find meaning in every situation. Numerous studies support the benefits of gratitude for mental and emotional health. By making this decision, we not only improve our personal outlook, but we also strengthen our relationships, as expressing gratitude to others creates an environment of positivity. The practice of gratitude thus becomes a key to building a solid emotional foundation and greater satisfaction in everyday life. Consider incorporating this habit into your daily routine, whether through a gratitude journal or simply taking a few minutes to reflect on the positive in your life. The fifth fundamental decision in Stoic practice is the awareness of impermanence. This choice urges us to recognize that everything in life is transitory and subject to constant change. The Stoics remind us that clinging to material things, emotions or situations can generate suffering, since nothing lasts permanently. By integrating awareness of impermanence into our daily lives, we cultivate a mindset that embraces fluidity and adaptability. Recognizing that both joys and difficulties are ephemeral allows us to appreciate each moment without becoming trapped in the illusion of permanence. This approach does not seek to eliminate the enjoyment of positive experiences, but rather teaches us to fully value them while they are present. Practicing awareness of impermanence also has a direct impact on how we face challenges. It helps us navigate through difficult times with an understanding that eventually even the most difficult situations will change. This perspective can alleviate emotional suffering and provide a solid foundation for resilience. By consciously making this decision, we free ourselves from the burden of clinging too much to circumstances and learn to flow with the changing current of life. Consider reflecting on impermanence in your daily moments and how it can influence your perceptions and reactions. The sixth central decision that Stoics incorporate into their daily lives is self-discipline. This principle involves the cultivation of self-regulation and the willingness to direct our actions toward meaningful goals, even when faced with distractions or temptations. Self-discipline is essential to forging a path of continuous improvement and achieving long-term goals. In practice, self-discipline involves the ability to resist instant gratification in favor of long-term rewards. Stoics advocate setting clear goals and developing habits that are aligned with these goals. This is not just about restricting certain behaviors, but rather about building a solid foundation of positive habits that strengthen our ability to make conscious decisions. Self-discipline is also linked to self-reflection and self-knowledge. Understanding our own weaknesses and strengths allows us to design effective strategies to stay on the right path. By consciously adopting self-discipline, we not only improve our productivity in goal achievement, but we also strengthen our character and self-esteem. Integrate small self-discipline practices into your daily routine and watch them add up to build a solid foundation for personal growth and long-term success. The seventh key decision in Stoic philosophy is the night reflection. This habit involves taking time at the end of the day to review and reflect on the actions, decisions, and events that occurred during the day. Stoics consider this practice a valuable tool for self-knowledge and continuous improvement. In practice, nighttime reflection involves asking reflective questions about the day that has passed. How did you respond to the challenges? Did you act in accordance with your values and principles? This exercise is not intended to encourage excessive self-criticism, but rather to provide an opportunity to learn and adjust our behavior in the future. By incorporating nighttime reflection, we create space to evaluate our long-term goals and adjust our course as necessary. Additionally, this practice encourages gratitude by highlighting the positive aspects of the day and recognizing progress, even if it is incremental. Consider implementing nighttime reflection into your daily routine. You can keep a journal where you write down your reflections or simply take a few minutes before bed to mentally review the day. By doing so, you will be building a powerful habit that will help you make more conscious decisions and continually improve on your journey toward a more meaningful life aligned with your values. The eighth life decision that Stoics embrace daily is empathy and compassion. Although commonly associated with other philosophies, Stoics recognize the importance of cultivating a deep understanding of the experiences and emotions of others. Empathy involves putting yourself in someone else's shoes, while compassion takes that understanding into action, showing kindness and support. In Stoic practice, empathy and compassion connect to the notion that we all face challenges and struggles in life. By recognizing the shared humanity in all people, we cultivate a deeper connection with the world around us. This approach not only improves our interpersonal relationships, but also contributes to the creation of more supportive communities. Empathy and compassion translate into everyday acts of kindness and support. It can be as simple as actively listening to someone in need or offering a helping hand during difficult times. By doing so, we not only ease the burden on others, but also strengthen our own emotional resilience. Consciously integrate empathy and compassion into your daily interactions, and you will discover how these decisions can transform both your inner world and the world around you. The ninth decision that the Stoics adopt daily is the control of emotions. This principle recognizes that, although we cannot always control external circumstances, we have the power to regulate our own emotional responses. Stoics value the importance of remaining calm and collected even in the midst of challenging situations. In practice, controlling emotions involves constant self-awareness and a deep understanding of our emotional reactions. The Stoics encourage us to examine our emotions, question their origins, and consciously decide how we will respond. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but channeling them in a constructive and balanced way. This approach has significant benefits for mental and emotional health. By exercising control over our emotions, we can reduce stress, improve decision-making, and strengthen our interpersonal relationships. Stoic practice encourages us to cultivate emotions such as gratitude, acceptance, and tranquility, thus contributing to a more balanced and resilient state of mind. Integrate emotional control into your daily life by practicing mindfulness and pausing reflectively before reacting impulsively. By doing so, you will develop a valuable ability to face challenges calmly and clearly, improving your overall well-being and contributing to a more harmonious environment. The 10th central decision in Stoic philosophy is the incorporation of memento mori in daily life. This Latin expression translates as, remember that you will die. Although it may sound grim, the purpose of this practice is to remind us of the inevitability of death to give a deeper and more meaningful context to our lives. In practice, memento mori invites us to face the reality of our mortality and contemplate the brevity of existence. Instead of generating anxiety, this reminder seeks to inspire us to live with a clearer purpose, to appreciate every moment and to prioritize what really matters in life. Consciously adopting this principle can transform your perspective on daily challenges and long-term goals. By remembering the transience of life, we are motivated to dedicate time and energy to what we truly value and are passionate about. This approach not only provides greater clarity in our priorities, but also encourages us to overcome the fear of failure and take courageous risks in the pursuit of a meaningful life. Consider incorporating memento mori into your daily life. It may be through a visual reminder, a daily reflection, or simply taking a moment to recognize the impermanence of existence. By doing so, you will be able to live more authentically and make the most of each day, transforming the reminder of death into a source of inspiration for a fuller, more meaningful life. The 11th key decision in the Stoic path is the exercise of the will. This principle involves the deliberate development of willpower to resist temptations, overcome obstacles, and remain committed to our goals despite difficulties. Will, seen as a muscle that can be strengthened over time, is essential for self-control and self-regulation. In practice, the exercise of will begins with the conscious identification of those areas in which we seek to improve. It can be time management, nutrition, productivity, or any aspect of our lives that requires sustained effort. Stoics advocate setting achievable goals and, through repetition and consistency, gradually strengthening our ability to resist distractions and maintain focus on what really matters. This exercise is not about deprivation, but about conscious choice. By cultivating will, we enable ourselves to make decisions aligned with our values and long-term goals. It can be helpful to start with small daily practices that challenge your self-discipline, such as setting time limits for digital activities or practicing moderation in eating certain foods. The conscious implementation of the exercise of will not only improves our self-discipline, but also contributes significantly to our personal growth. By strengthening our ability to resist distractions and overcome challenges, we create a solid foundation for long-term success and overall well-being. The 12th Stoic decision is the pursuit of simplicity and minimalism. Inspired by the idea that true wealth comes from wisdom and virtue, this choice involves freeing ourselves from over-reliance on material possessions and simplifying our lives to focus on what is essential. In practice, embracing simplicity and minimalism involves a conscious review of our possessions, activities and commitments. The Stoics urge us to question the necessity of each element in our lives and to eliminate the superfluous. This does not mean giving up everything, but rather freeing ourselves from unnecessary burden to make room for what really matters. This decision has significant impacts on our emotional and mental well-being. By reducing the complexity of our lives, we decrease the stress and anxiety associated with the accumulation of responsibilities and possessions. Simplicity also allows us to focus on our most important goals and relationships, thus cultivating a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. Consider starting by evaluating your belongings and getting rid of what you don't need. Practice saying no to commitments that do not contribute to your well-being or long-term goals. Adopting a simpler, more minimalist lifestyle will not only free you from the burden of the superfluous, but will also bring you closer to a life that is more authentic and aligned with your core values. The 13th fundamental decision in Stoic philosophy is, focus on what you can control. This essential choice focuses on directing our attention and energy toward aspects of life that are within our control, rather than worrying about those that are beyond our influence. In practice, this involves a constant evaluation of our concerns and actions. The Stoics teach us to discern between what we can change and what we cannot. By clearly identifying what is in our power to modify, we can channel our energy more effectively and avoid the frustration associated with what is beyond our control. This decision has a profound impact on our inner peace and emotional resilience. By freeing ourselves from worrying about things outside our control, we become more able to accept circumstances as they are and respond effectively. Instead of feeling helpless in the face of unavoidable situations, we become active agents in our lives, focusing on how we can address the things we can change. Consciously integrate, focus on what you can control, into your daily life. This does not mean completely ignoring external concerns, but rather learning to manage your response and dedicate your energy to actions that can truly have a positive impact on your life and the lives of others. By doing so, you will strengthen your ability to face challenges with a more resilient and constructive mindset. The 14th and final decision in the Stoic repertoire is, constant learning. This principle reflects the idea that wisdom is not a final destination, but rather a continuous journey. Stoics advocate the constant pursuit of knowledge and self-improvement as a means to living a richer, more meaningful life. In practice, adopting constant learning means keeping a mind open, curious and receptive to new ideas and experiences. The Stoics urge us to recognize that there is always more to discover and that every experience, whether positive or negative, can be a valuable lesson. This approach helps us avoid complacency and stay in a state of constant growth. This decision is not only about acquiring academic knowledge, but also about learning from our own experiences and daily interactions with the world. The constant learning mindset contributes not only to intellectual development, but also to adaptability, resilience, and the ability to face challenges with a growth perspective. Consciously integrate constant learning into your daily life. Look for opportunities to acquire new knowledge, whether through reading, exploring new skills, or interacting with people with different perspectives. By doing so, you will not only enrich your life with wisdom and practical skills, but you will also cultivate a mindset that will allow you to thrive in an ever-changing world. In conclusion, adopting these 14 decisions that the Stoics make every day can make a significant difference in the quality of our lives. From acceptance of the present to constant learning, these practices are not only rooted in ancient philosophy, but also offer valuable lessons for meeting modern challenges. By implementing these decisions into our daily routine, we can cultivate a resilient mindset, strengthen our relationships, and live more consciously and meaningfully. Remember that the path to self-reflection and personal growth is a continuous journey. If you find value in these teachings, I invite you to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring and practical content. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and together, let's build a path towards a fuller life aligned with our values. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and personal development.